for joining us today. Let's dive right in and talk about Dynamics 365, Business Central, and GP. One of the most common questions I get is, what is Business Central? And Business Central is essentially the next generation of Microsoft Dynamics Nav. And Dynamics Nav has been around for a really long time. It's been around for 20 years. And this is the latest and the future of ERP software. When we talk about the platform of Microsoft Dynamics 365, it is a platform in and of itself. It's a platform that allows us to capitalize and make the ideal workforce for our users to enable them to utilize cloud, comprehensive solutions, and understanding. Really what we're doing is we're opening the door for us to have better analytics, to do our jobs more proficiently, and to become better and more efficient workers. This is the ideal platform in terms of future-proofing your business. ERP, Business Central is a full ERP platform. It offers sales, customer service, purchasing, operations, manufacturing, capacities. So what do I mean when I say I have a full future, I am offering the future of the workforce, okay? What that really means in the Business Central arena is that we gain access anywhere. This allows our workers to work where they want, when they want. We can capitalize on what's called the Internet of Things, or IoT, which enables us to pull in media, data, other areas of information, and bring it into our analytics. And we can do that from our phone, from our tablet, from our desktop. Okay, I'm going to switch just 1 second and talk about Business Central specifically. Business Central is fully integrated with Office. So when I talk about the number of, available applications that directly interface with Business Central, we are fully integrated with Microsoft Office. That includes email, that includes Word, that includes Excel. Specifically Excel, that means any reports that we want, we can write them to Excel. So if I take a look at my Office platform, I am now integrated with any application in the Office 365 suite. From Business Central, in our role centers, we have a number of role centers that are tailored to the individual work processes. So you have role centers that are tailored to sales, purchasing agents, production agents, even relationship management, and it does offer a base CRM within Business Central. So what I'm looking at here is a role center that basically is a business role center. So I'm going to be able to cover finance, and we have a full finance suite here, cash management that also includes bank account synchronization and automatic bank reconciliation. We also have cash flow forecasts built in, very easy to set up and very easy to work through. And we of course have all the options in terms of purchasing, sales, manufacturing, etc. When we look at our role centers, additionally, we have Intelligent Cloud Insights. Intelligent Cloud Insights take us right to the heart of the business. These are customizable. These are the KPIs that are important to your business, and you can tailor these to your specific needs. Additionally, we have activities, so we have great overview to hone in right on the actions that we need to pay attention to. And again, these are tailored to the specific employee role. So for example, a AP person's role center is going to have activities centered around things like this: overdue purchase orders. And when we drill in, we're simply going to a pre-filtered list in the vendor ledger entry table that hones in on exactly what we need to look at today. Kind of as a predetermined activity list and to-do list for your morning grab your coffee and assess your dashboard. So when we look at this particular role center, I have an overview of ongoing sales where I can look at my process and what is pending. I can look at my overdue purchase orders. We have approvals and workflows built into the system, and you can establish the hierarchies in those approvals, workflows based on dollar value, okay? We can look at our unprocessed payments. We do have incoming document management, and we have a configuration that allows us for easy OCR setup and synchronization. In addition to the dashboard, to our drill downs on our specific queues, we have intelligent insights here on our dashboard, which are built-in graphs. And you can scroll from next chart to another, basically looking at your analytics. And this is one that's running our top 10 customers by sales values. I can hover over any of those and take a deeper look at what's going on for that particular customer. I can also have some options hidden here, and I went ahead and selected this. I have some options to drill into that and see what's going on with that exact customer. It will take me right to the customer card. Notice that I also have a mini dashboard here where I have queues pertaining to ongoing sales orders, invoicing, past shipments and invoices that I can drill into any of those details that are pre-filtered for me. In addition to my insights, I can establish favorite accounts. If I am an accountant, I can have a mini trial balance here presented on my screen. Additionally, I have in my role center Power BI fully integrated here. Because I am integrated, and I have chosen to be integrated with Office 365, I have the tools, all the analytical tools that Power BI brings. So I can establish dashboards here and throughout my system related to analytics that I pull data directly and live from Business Central. Also on my dashboard, I have a report inbox where I can schedule any type of report in the system and have it run on a scheduled basis and appear here in my inbox on my scheduled time. This goes for a number of reports in the system. When we look at our integrations and our capabilities, one of the big differences between GP and Business Central is integrations. And when we look at GP, we look at those integrations and we consider those as an add-on, and we do the modifications and the necessary data exchange, often resulting in a general journal just to bring the information into GP. In Business Central, we have a couple of other options. One, if we are to look at, let's just take the plain example, simple example of a general journal. If we were to take the general journal, we have full integration with Microsoft Excel. So if I were to create a journal or a reoccurring journal, I have the capabilities out of the box within Business Central and Office 365 to say, I want to edit my journal in Excel. I simply selected the icon, I opened in Excel. It's going to take a moment to refresh. It's loading. Oh, give me a second. I just populated this 3 times this morning just to be sure. And of course, it's gave me a little sign-in error. This is simply a matter of, my little error here is simply a matter of, I have so many Microsoft accounts, it gets a little conflicted which one wants me to open. But let me tell you this, when I open this Office 365, when I choose to open my page in Excel, it populates my Excel document with my journal. And I simply can go through and edit my journal here in Excel and then update it to Business Central. I can also refresh my document. So I'm going to try, I'm going to close this for just 1 second. Just to emphasize, I can edit in Excel, and there are a number of areas in the system where I can edit in Excel. and bring it back into Business Central. Additionally, one of the things I wanted to convey is in relationship to add-ons. And I'm using Avatax as an example. Avatax is not Avalara. I'm not promoting it. I'm talking strictly about integrations with Business Central. Business Central has something called extension management. A number of apps out there and a number of services are available in creating extensions for Business Central. What this is, it's a built-in integration. So when I look, I can search for, let me use Avatax as an example. Okay, so here's Avalara Avatax. I can purchase an extension to Business 365, such as Avalara, ADP. There are hundreds out there and more every day. Once I create and establish that, and I import and create that service or subscribe to that service, it is fully integrated with Business Central. And it is as easy as walking through and stepping through a wizard. So now if you look at my dropdown, and my dropdown is showing the basic features in Business Central. Now I'm going to an add-in, an extension, and you'll note that there's no difference. I did not have to create, or there is no difference. It is, when we say it's fully integrated, the extensions are fully integrated. So if we were to look at a customer, there was no adding fields, there was no additional, this was done for us through the wizard, because it's already been established that I've imported the Avatax in this example. I've imported Avalara, and I'm already going to have the information available to me and the fields necessary to calculate those taxing. And it's already going to be here on the customer card. So everything's all done. It's fully integrated. So whether we're talking about a tax, whether we're talking about intelligent insights, whether we're talking about any number of things, when we look at and we have a available extension in the App Store, these are fully integrated apps within Business Central. Okay. This is also true in terms of when we talk about bank accounts and we talk about our bank account and our bank synchronization. We can synchronize with any number of the banks and establish a bank statement service. Now we're able to create a link to a new bank account, we can create online banking, and we can set up the automatic bank statement import. This is a great automation in terms of what it will do for us. It will allow us to bring in the statements. It automatically generates matching, an initial automated matching based on a hierarchy of document number, amount, vendor, etc., and gives you a confidence rating of that match. Accepting that match, building a general journal right there for your bank statement and bank charges, and allowing you to do the reconciliation right within the bank statement reconciliation page and posting through your bank statement. So this is a great automated feature for Business Central that is new with the latest release. Okay, so when we talk about the financials, sales, the purchasing, the manufacturing, we are a fully vetted ERP system. And it is an ERP system and functionality that has actually been around for 20 years. We're just looking at the web version or the cloud-based version. Okay. One of the great features that I really love is the business analytics, okay, and how we can take and manage and look at our Business Central and Power BI in real time. So I not only have my insights here, I have my top 5 customers, I have various insights here, and I can hover over these on the web page. I also have my Business Central, or excuse me, I also have my Power BI from Office 365, okay? This is just one area that we can establish our analytics and our advanced analytics, because Power BI can interface with Excel. It can draw data from an SQL database, warehouse, and merge those into one central reporting tool. The other thing we have in the D365, Microsoft D365 base platform is we can work with the Intelligent Edge. And the Intelligent Edge is basically allowing us to take the data, for example, our GP customers that can connect to a D365 instance and pass their data through the intelligent cloud, and it can be replicated in that environment. So once in the cloud, once we've got your data in the cloud, we can dramatically improve our insights and our reporting capabilities. Okay. Internet of Things. This is a newer term that's coming out, and we're going to hear more about it. But this is essentially, again, our ability to take data from multiple applications and sources and bring it into a centralized platform without ever changing your infrastructure. So that's a very, very cursory look at Business Central. The role centers, the capabilities are vast. I'd say in terms of GP and Business Central, we have all the capabilities and more. So why switch? Why should we be evaluating Business Central or the Dynamics 365 platform? The most important question that Columbus can ask of you right now is, what is your digital path? Okay, are we on a path to unlock the value of the most current technology and empower our employees? When we take a look at ourselves and say, gosh, when I look at historically, 2015, we made a quantum leap forward. Even 2013 was a quantum leap forward into a new digital age. We are on the cusp of that new digital age now, and where we're seriously looking at our opportunity to take advantage of the cloud and cloud technology. We're talking about doing this for workforce optimization. We're talking about allowing users to work how and where they want, when they want. You can do cloud, you can do privately hosted, you can remain on-prem. Your options are still all there. You can even talk to your sales associate about a hybrid solution that may be to your best advantage. But it really comes down to the first question is, what is your digital path? If you're leaning towards taking that digital path into the cloud or into a hybrid solution, there are a number of things out there that are making it easier for us. We have tools to upgrade from GP to Business Central. We have tools to upgrade from QuickBooks to Business Central. We can reevaluate your business at this time and say, based on what Business Central has to offer, do we really need all those mods? Because I've done a number of demos to BC clients at this time, and we've been able to replace a number of other systems and add-on systems because Business Central includes that basic functionality. We look at now what your volume of transactions are. And as your volume of transactions reach that point where we need to evaluate automating those incoming transactions. And Business Central has some tremendous capabilities to sync to OCR services. Very easy to set up and very easy to move through. But we also look at what is the volume of those transactions and do we have capabilities in the core functionality to handle those now? So some of the positives and the negatives of the cloud is there's a lot of positives in the cloud, and I think I covered some of those. But some of the negatives about the cloud is just the fear of going to the cloud. I'd say probably the biggest one is just the fear of going to the cloud. What is my data? Where is my data? Is my data exposed? We can talk to you specifically and put forward some securities. There are a number of security platforms, and I'll share some things about those, okay? One of the things I want to emphasize in this, your evaluation and why go to the cloud or why go to D365 Business Central, is that's where Microsoft is putting all of their energy. They are putting a lot of energy and all of their power behind the fully integrated applications, okay? And Business Central is the platform that's designed to change the way we work. This is a little bit, I want to go back here. This is the roadmap, okay? And when you think about, if you are a GP customer right now and you think about how many upgrades you have gotten or how many hot fixes or changes that you have gotten, let's take a look at what's happening for Business Central. And I'm not talking about hot fixes. I'm talking about energy and deployment into new and better optimization. So I just took this off the website just a couple nights ago. So this lets you know that Business Central is on the leading edge of the advanced technology. They target 2 upgrades per year, so this does keep you relevant and keeps you current. It does, there's some, there's hesitation around that, like what does that mean? It depends on entirely how many mods you have, but it does take the heavy lifting out of your 5-year or your 7-year evaluation of, am I gonna upgrade, okay? So there's pluses and minuses to upgrading twice a year. Those upgrades come down with a 90-day notice, and you have the option of accepting that upgrade or not, depending on how you're hosted. So there's a lot of information around that, but don't assume that you're forced these upgrades twice a year. There's a lot dependent on that decision, and there's a lot dependent on how that's, you have some options there, okay? But in this little update grid that I grabbed off the net, they've already launched this year 365 updates. They're rolling out another 147, and they're in development of 195. This is not the major upgrades per year. This is depicting the energy that's going into optimization. Okay, and if anybody wants a link to that to take a look at more information about that, we're happy to spend more time. Okay, when we talk about security, okay, intelligent security is built in. We want to help protect you against security threats, safeguard your company. We enable solid security and simplified management. These security roles can be tailored. There are a number of built-in. Okay, so we have Windows Defender, intelligent security, advanced threat analytics, and throughout the Office 365 platform, Microsoft is doing a lot of the heavy lifting around your security and all the heavy lifting around security in the cloud. Okay, so we have just a couple minutes left, and I don't know if anyone wants to chime in with any questions, but I used to look at GP and Business Central, and I've been at this for 15 to 20 years. I used to look at it as to apples and oranges. And after working with Business Central, I'd say, let's peel the apple. Are we really looking at big differences between the two in terms of core functionality? We're certainly looking at a big difference visually, and we're looking at a big difference in terms of your capabilities and the platform at which you can grow from. In the D365 platform, the Office 365 platform, and then Business Central as your ERP platform. So before I open this up to questions, I'll leave you with the one thing we want to help you do, which is answer the first question we should be asking is, what is your digital transformation plan? And do you have a digital transformation plan? And can we talk to you about that and perhaps open the door in demoing a full demo of Business Central for you to see everything that it has to offer? I want to thank you for listening today. And if we have any questions, I'll turn this back over to Caitlin.
Yes, we do have a few questions that have come in, so I'll just kind of start rolling through, and if we do run out of time, we will for sure make sure that we follow up with any questions we don't get to. So
Absolutely.
Yes. So the first question is Business Central already programmed for the service industry and full project costing?
You can do services. That is a Microsoft, what's called a full user license, but it does offer full service management. And you have what's considered Microsoft Jobs. Microsoft Jobs can manage a project in the life cycle of the project. You can do direct billing from it. I do have a jobs demo set up, and I would be in a demo environment, and I would be happy to demo jobs for you.
Okay, so the next question while you're doing that, is there extension management with Concur Expense Report and Pro Payroll?
Okay, Concur expenses is, I believe I've seen Concur. So let's take a list. Concur, let's follow up on that one. I believe the answer is yes on a few of those, but let's take a look. It's as easy as going into extension management within the company and looking for those apps. So that's a very quick, easy question for me to take offline and shoot them an email of what that looks like.
Okay, perfect. We will follow up on that one. Also just kind of relating to payroll. So this question is, we process payroll in GP. I didn't see any topics on that. So is there support in Dynamics 365 for payroll processing? And this is in California.
Yes. Okay. So, full disclosure, Business Central, Dynamics Nav, Business Central does not have a payroll processing in and of itself. However, in the payment journal, there is a payroll import already configured. So it is, and there's one configured. So some people still run payroll in QuickBooks. So there is a configuration within the journals to bring in your payroll imports and post your payroll imports if you want to handle your payroll in a third party. It's designed for that.
Okay, I see another question about kind of some connections with some other, I guess you can say ISV vendors or what might be extensions for like Smart Connect and SharePoint. So we'll follow up
Smart Connect
offline.
is great. Smart Connect is definitely available for D365. We utilize Smart Connect quite a bit, and I would be happy to take a list of your specific questions about an ISV and respond to those with our current the current status of those ISVs and whether they're available in the extension management.
Okay, perfect. I was gonna say, I do see we're at the end of the half hour. Do you still have a little bit more time, Colleen, or should for
It's
questions?
up to the group. If they have any more questions, I'm happy to take the questions.
Okay, perfect. I just didn't want to make sure that you were still available, so I will continue through our list. So the next question is, uh, will Columbus evaluate these systems for us as part of pre-sales, or would we need to pay you for a project to recommend GP/BC in 2020?
That's a great question. So I'm gonna, as a pre-sales person that demonstrates Business Central, what I like to do in our discovery prior to, I would suggest two things. One, schedule a discovery call with your sales executive and myself. So we can talk about what you currently have, what is unique, okay? And my job is to pursue what, if I can cover what is unique about your requirement right now, and can I cover it in base functionality? I just completed a GP to BC analysis, and in the analysis and in the sales process, I can discover whether some of your applications can be covered in the core product. Additionally, that doesn't mean that we forego analysis and design. It just is kind of a preemptive step towards the analysis and design. So it really depends on the size and the scope of your business and the scope of the project. So there's certainly no harm in scheduling an initial discovery call to find out what that would look like.
Okay, and then our next question is, on the spectrum of Microsoft ERP products, what is the size slash complexity sweet spot for Business Central versus GP, AX, and NAV?
Oh, great question. Okay, so Business Central is your small to mid-sized business. Okay, it in terms of volume and volume transactions, I think it's I've had no problem with 50 to 100 users. I've heard up to 200 users. We also, there's more than just the users. It's what are the users doing? What are the interactions with the system? What's the level of complexity of your business? And that really steers us towards F&O, and whether it's Business Central or F&O. But I certainly handle multi-million-dollar businesses in the tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars, run their business on Business Central.
Okay, our next question is Business Central CRM component, the CRM component, as advanced as dynamic CRM, or is it simplified, such as can it track email communications to customers?
You can track email communications. It is a basic CRM functionality. So it's going to track segments, opportunities, contacts to customers, quotes, opportunities. Let me see if I can just give you a quick screen share from this database. Oh no, let's stay in class. Let's see if I have Relationship Manager. It's actually a role center, and this role center will give you a pretty good idea of what it covers. And of course, if you wanted to go with Business Central CRM, it's fully integrated here. So you can have the full CRM. But let's just take a look at this role center. This is the role center of a sales relationship manager. And you can see I can manage opportunities, quotes, customers. The biggest difference is when you really want to get into taking leads down from, say, a trade show, and you have generated and really want to do lead management and analysis and really dynamic and robust analysis on that those leads, then you're really getting into a CRM. But you certainly can do a very base level here.
Okay, our next question is it easy to add custom fields to customers or vendors, for example, like an extender window in GP?
You're basically creating an extension. Yeah, and it's relatively easy. Yeah, it's relatively easy, and you certainly can create extensions for new and custom fields. You can customize your home screens as well. I mean, you still have the base level of customization available to you.
Okay, I think that's all of the questions that we've received right now. Any final thoughts from you, Colleen?
I just want to say again, thank you everybody for joining us today, and I really hope to hear from you to give you a customized demo for your business. If you're interested, I'm here and would be happy to walk through Business Central in detail for you.
Perfect. Thanks again so much, Colleen, and for everyone for joining us. And as Colleen kind of mentioned, if any of your questions do come up or anything else that you'd like to talk about, you can either reach out to Colleen or myself, and you will be seeing that follow-up email with a link to the recording very soon. So thanks again for joining us, and we hope you have a good rest of your afternoon.
Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.